Well, we're proud of our kids. We just lost our second one-run ball game and an extra inning game, and our hats go off to Arizona. They have a really good club, and they're well coached, and they came in here in a really difficult environment on the road and played very, very well. And they're on a little bit of a streak now. But everybody who wins a regional is on a little bit of a streak, or you wouldn't be here. So I felt like. I think there are two defining moments in the ball game, really. The first is we hit bases loaded, and Collins just hits a ball. I mean, I'll get the reading, but he probably hit the ball 110 miles an hour right to the shortstop. There's a double play ball. If he elevates that ball, it's probably going to land on our track somewhere at our track complex. But he hits it right at the shortstop, and it's a double play ball. And that's where we really had him on the ropes. That's where we could have really changed the ball game. So you get the right pitch, you get the right hitter up there, he smokes the ball, and it's a double play ball. And then the 3-run homer that Rigby gives up, I think, was, obviously to Aguilar, I think was a game changer too. So, Rigby's got tremendous sink, and he's in the game, and he's getting a ton of ground balls, and he just left one ball up, and that ball left the ballpark. So, I mean, when you take those two swings in the ball game, double play that's smoked right at shortstop, and then our sinker ball guy, Aguilar's able to, lift that ball and hit it out of the ballpark. So, when that happened, I think it really changed the nature of the game. Our kids kept competing, and, I think we had some great sequences out of our bullpen. Reed came in and gave us some great sequences, but they hit some balls where we weren't. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, they hit some balls where we weren't standing, and that's how the game works. The last ball they hit, it was kind of a weak ground ball where nobody's standing. I mean, it's kind of how the game works, but you got to put yourself in a position to be successful, and that's taking nothing away from Arizona because they did a great job. So, it really reminded me of playing another SEC series. It seems like we played 15 SEC series in a row, and we didn't come out on the better end of this, but really proud of our kids. And again, I think what these two guys did tonight, obviously, I'll just go ahead and end the mystery for you. I mean, we have a 4-run lead in the 8th, and we're going to bring in our third center fielder to defend for Brent. And you're thinking, we got to get 6 outs, and Brent, for him to come up again in the order, we're going to have to get to extra innings for that to happen. And of course, that's exactly what happened. So, I'll absolutely wear that. That's why he didn't have, a final at bat there. But that's how it worked. And, proud of our kids because I think they really competed hard through some adversity. And again, I thought we really played good defense. And, situationally, we didn't swing it the way we wanted to, but did some things, better than we did last night, obviously. So I'll let you get to the players.
Questions for student athletes? Start on the middle row left.
Mike Bonner from the Clarion Ledger. Brent, saw you kind of looking out in the dugout after the game. Is it possible to kind of describe the emotions feeling when you see another team celebrating on your field?
I mean, it's just disappointing. It's disappointing we come this far and aren't able to finish it. The biggest disappointment to me is, I don't get to be around this group of guys anymore. It's a special group, and that's what hurts the most is having to leave these guys and, wish the best of luck to all the guys who are going to play pro ball. We've got 6 to 8 guys in that locker room. We're going to be big leaguers. I believe that in my heart. Best of luck to those guys, but that's what hurts the most is having to leave this group.
Go back to Mike.
Austin, for you, what was the emotion like coming off the field, hugging your teammates in that huddle, and then, I guess, contrast it with the emotion after the game?
I'm proud of all of our guys. I thought we battled the entire game, and we made some mistakes, but that's baseball. And I wish we could have those back, including the home run I gave up. But I'm super proud of all of our guys, and like Coach Cohn said, I thought we competed. At no point in the game did I think we were going to lose. But you know, that's baseball, and what happened happened.
Any other questions? Go to the back. Steve?
Steve Robertson, When Dogs Bite. Yeah, Brent, obviously a lot of emotion for you today, but this MSU family, big ovation there at the end for this group. I mean, what did that mean to you guys?
Yeah, it's special. Fans are behind us all year. You know, that's huge. That's why you come to Mississippi State, is to have the fan support that we do. And, you know, that means the world to us. You know, fans show up every day, and we played hard every day. So it meant a lot, and, you know, as players, we're really thankful for that.
Any other questions for student athletes? All right, thank you, gentlemen. You're dismissed. We'll take questions for Coach Cohen. Go middle row left.
John, I guess, yeah, what was kind of the speech or whatever it was after the game to the team?
You know, I haven't talked to him yet. I'll talk to him here in a little bit. You know, when these things happen, you kind of, you know, kids get emotional and you have to, you know, wrangle them in a little bit, and they'll make great decisions. You know, sometimes when when your season ends like it does, you know, the wrong things get out in social media and things of that nature. And, you know, we have a lot of kids who were drafted. In fact, I think it's the most in Mississippi State history. Is that correct? Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, a lot of guys in that dugout, in that locker room will have, you know, some decisions to make. And that's another reason why I think you come to Mississippi State, is because you have an opportunity to move on and become a professional baseball player. So I think that's exciting for them as well.
We'll go to the front right with Ben, and then we'll go to the back right.
Ben Way, Commercial Dispatch. A lot of people will probably look at that last pitch for Blake Smith, and that's all they'll remember from this game. Can you just talk about what he did? Because he came in with the bases loaded, I guess, in the ninth and got out of that. You just talk about how he
Yeah, Blake was phenomenal. I tell you what, I mean, when you strike out a team that doesn't strike out a whole lot 15 times, you're making some guys swing and miss. You know, the 4 walks are something we'd like to, you know, avoid. But, yeah, I mean, we had a lot of really good pitching sequences, and certainly, you know, Blake Smith came in and did a great job for us. I thought Reed did a really good job for us as well. There were a couple of pitches that I know he would want to have back, but, you know, Reed got pretty deep into, you know, 50-something pitches, which is something he had not done before. So we needed to get to Blake, and you know, we had Houston going in the bullpen. So, you know, Blake did his job. He got a big hop ground ball to the pull side. It got through a hole, and it's a shame that he's the one that's tagged with that loss statistically. But he pitched his heart out for us, and he did a great job. He's done a great job all year.
We'll go to the back right.
Coach Andy Lee, WTVA television. Just talk about what this team has meant. You know, the whole chip on their shoulder, and not, you know, you didn't get where you wanted to go. Just what has this club meant to you?
Well, they're champions. You know, they won the most difficult league, in my opinion, in the nation. They won a regional. I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but that's not a common occurrence throughout the annals of Mississippi State baseball. I think they achieved a lot, but, you know, they wanted to get to Omaha. You know, that was their goal, and you know, we're 1 run short, you know, 2 days in a row, and it's really disappointing. But again, you got to give a lot of credit to Arizona. I thought they did a great job, and you know, when you look at this group and you start breaking it down statistically, and you talk about 11 draft picks, and you talk about the amount of all SECs and the All-Americans and the freshman All-Americans and winning an SEC championship and winning a regional, and, you know, I mean, when you count the amount of guys that we faced this year on the mound who went in either the first or second round, it's pretty astounding. I mean, and you look at the guys who are gonna be first and second rounders, it's pretty remarkable. So, yeah, I think this club has achieved a lot. They've worked really hard. It's a close group. And the last thing I'll tell them is what I tell our group every year. It'll be the last time in their lifetime where all of them will be in the same spot at the same time. And the reason I tell them that is because that's what Ron Polk said when I was in the locker room, and he was absolutely right. It's the last time that this group of 35 guys will be together or 27 guys in the same location at the same time, you know, and that's difficult. And when that really sets in for a group, you know, it's tough. But I think they can hold their heads up and know that they were one of the, you know, we're a great Mississippi State baseball team, and I think that says a lot. When you say you're one of the great Mississippi State baseball teams, I think if you look at the tradition of our program, I think that's saying a lot.
We got a question down here in the front, left.
John, I know it just kind of happened, but when you think about the game, what decisions, if any, after that 8th inning are kind of wrestling your mind that if you could go back, maybe change any?
Well, you know, I'm not going to go back. You know, I took Rooker out of the game because it was going to take a while for him to get back up in the order. And I'm saying to myself, the only way he gets back up is if we go to extra innings. And we have a 4-run lead at the time, and we got a chance to put maybe the best defender we have on our entire club in the outfield. That's the one decision. I think, you know, with Reed, when he got up in that 50 pitch mark, you know, we maybe should have gotten him out a little bit earlier, although, you know, we're talking to Jack Kruger, our catcher, and we're just trying to gauge how effective he still is. He's still pretty effective. And then, you know, late on there, you know, you're asking yourself, do we go ahead and bring Houston into this game? And the one thing about Houston, his stuff is so good that, you know, with an umpire, it's hard for them to call strikes immediately for a guy like Houston because his stuff is so good. And we had no margin for error when the bases got loaded. So we felt like, you know, we'd get a ground ball at somebody in that scenario with Smith, and it just, you know, it found a hole.